Hey, hi friends, welcome to Houdini Python series. So moving ahead, that I will be explaining what we will be going through in this video. So welcome back to our Houdini Python series. Remember that we have made a lookdev HDA for Arnold and Houdini. Well, today we will be taking a step ahead where we will be showing how we did it. Especially I will be focusing on set, asset and light section today. But before dive deep into this, let's take a moment to understand what's happening over here. In this section, it is the setting of the object and setting the camera and focusing the camera over the object. Later on, we will even reset the camera on the center. Lastly, we will be setting up the HDR itself. So basically, to do it, we will be needed a subnet which I have already created. Let's see a blank one how it comes. So this is a subnet inside which there should be a camera because the main role of a turntable is the rotation of camera. So I will be taking a camera over here which is super easy to take. And then we will pull the asset inside our HDA. For that I'll be using a blank file node. And lastly, if we have taken the camera for rotation, we will be needed the lights. So I am taking Arnold light as we are making the HDA for Arnold. So these are the main ingredients for moving ahead. So I will be breaking this section with the help of Alt opening bracket, which is a box bracket. The same I will do in the top. This will give me the option to bifurcate to different nodes. I will pin this. Like 1, 1, 2, 2. Okay. This is our main HDA which we are going to replicate it. I'll be deleting the first subnet node. This was just for demonstration purpose. Now this is our going to be HDA. So moving ahead, we will need to add these widgets and parameters. For that, I will need to create it as an HDA. I will rename this subnet to a test subnet, or we can do lookdev, Arnold lookdev. I will write that will be easy to understand, and this will be saved at your disk. Documents, the version of Houdini, and the name, like name of the HDO. Okay, just click create. It will take couple of seconds. Then it's converted from subnet to an HDA. As we can see in our main HDA, there is no transform or subnet option. For that, I will just select the transform and subnet and make it invisible. If I apply it, they will be gone. Then we will be needed the title. For title, we will be using a folder option. I will straight away write set asset and light. If I now just click apply, it will come in tabular form, which I need like this, but not like this. So I will change it to simple, and we will add a parameter. This parameter is a type of, like, these are all the parameters of different types, and here from here only we will take all the parameters creating the widgets. For now I will be taking the operator path and label it as set geo path, and the parameter name should be unique, and label which is visible to the user. The name will be useful for scripting purpose. So I will name as a geopath, and changing the OP filter from any operator to any SOP, because we will be taking the geometry node, or we can say see, like, this is a geometry context. We'll be taking any node from here. So for now I will click apply. If we check, the first option has come with set asset and light. Let's set geopath. Now I will be adding two buttons. The first button is for setting the camera to the object, or we can say frame the asset to camera. So we can change the name, there is no issue. Frame the asset to camera, or frame asset to camera, to make it a little short. The same way I will change the parameter name for accessing frame asset, to make it short. Apply it. Then the third option is reset, frame reset or camera reset. We can type anything. I will add it, frame reset, and apply it. As you can see, the layout is different, because after the frame asset to camera, the second button, frame reset, should come over here. So to do that, there is an option inside edit operator itself. When I was creating the first button, there is option inside that horizontally join to next parameter. If I check this and apply it, it is similar to the original HDA. Lastly, I will add one more operator path. For that, I will go to this and add it. As you see, like, the operator part has been added over here, but we don't want it over here. The one thing I can do is drag it over the like folder, or we can select the folder and create it. Whenever we select the option, it will create it below that only. So for now I will add the name set light, and here I will write connect light, and I'm taking any operator right now over here because this option will be set already. Like, we won't be setting the light every now and then, as we already have the light inside our HDA. Okay, to check, we can go inside the object Arnold plus, and to change the name, live light, and I can change it to export relative path. It will be easy because our HDA name will always be changing. If I keep it absolute, it will be a problematic situation if the name of the HDA comes in different. Like, it will come 1, 2, something like that. So I'm making it relative, and even, like, as I told you, We will be making this option by default. So I will change inside the channel. There is option for making it default. I will paste it over here and apply it. Let's see. Error occurred. Okay. Yeah, it will be automatically connected. Now for taking the geometry, we will select the set geopath, and inside the car there is a out value. Here we can select anything because it will be always changing. I will like uncheck this display option because we have to see how it looks over here. As I have imported the camera like a set inside this set geopath, but nothing came over here. For that we will need to do a linking. If I dive deep inside the Arnold loop div, we have made a file node which is blank right now. I will delete this option, rename this to a set in. Here we will be taking object merge, and I will copy the parameter. We can paste it over here, or we can do a expression with the help of expression. Add a string. We will paste it. Uh, okay. Otherwise, you can check the channel. Uh, it's not coming because I have to change the H script expression and take. Yeah, there are many options coming, I guess. I took two two times I went outside the folder because as we go outside the object merge one, then again we will go outside to the main frame on the object level. That's why we took two dots, then a slash, like one path before. Then again we said one path before, and there was our parameter called geopath. And this is the channel string. This is a type, like this is a way to write the expression in Houdini. I will accept it, right? And if we check now, yeah, so we can see the car over here now. But our camera is at a different place. If we check our camera, let's see. This is our car, and this is our camera. Both are in the different world itself right now. If we check, so ahead I go. Yeah, it's very far away. I will rename the camera to LDAV camera. The first problem which we are facing right now is the object is too far. So we will use match size. What this does is it will like take the object to the center of the grid itself. If I check this, see. But the problem is it is taking the whole object to the center. But I want the object to be standing on the grid, not inside the grid. So there is option to justify why, and we will change the center to minimum. That's it. And next I will use a null node out. So like that, right now we are not setting the camera in this way because the camera is on the grid. The object has come to grid, but we have to change the camera view to focus on the asset. To do so, we will need to do a little bit of scripting in this, and we will be doing so by right click on the HDA, type properties. So here we will be adding a Python script over frame asset to camera. As we already seen in the Python node, we were using the callback script. The same way we will be using over here with the help of foo module, who dot the current node, then the HDA module or new module, then the name of the function frame asset to camera with the arguments. That's it. And I will be copying the function name. This should be unique, the last one, because we will be calling it. Then changing from the custom script to a Python module, we will define our function and we'll check if it's working fine to move ahead. Yes. Now if we check, yeah, it's working. Now moving to the scripting thing, we will check what we will need to do. As right now our camera is on the origin and even our object asset or the car is on the origin too. So we will need to move the camera behind so that it can like focus on the asset itself like this. To do so, what I have did is I'm converting this out node to a bounding box. This is a node, but we will be doing this with script and take it somewhere somewhat behind by 5 times. Like if I transform this and if I want to know how much big is it, we will check with script. For now I will be doing eyeballing. So here we will be we can see like this is a z-axis as it's written in blue. It is around 3000 something. So if I go around 3000, now it's too big. Yeah, 1800 into 5 times what I'm saying. The camera will be somewhere over here. If we check and it's 9000, if I change my camera value to 9000 in z-axis, see, and we will bring it to the center of the box, which is around like 1800 divided by to around 900 somewhere. And if I view it from here now, yeah, we can see the asset. So this we will be doing with the help of scripting. That's it. I'm just changing everything to default. Yep. To do so, we will be getting the current asset, current object. Uh, that is with the help of home module, who dot pwd. We'll pass it into a variable called node. We will even get the path of this node. Node path equals to node dot path. Let's see what it gives us. If I print it as node, comma, node path, apply it, and if I pass it right now, it gives us Arnold look there, which is the name of the node, and the path for this. We have to go inside this asset and take out to convert this into bounding box. To do so, what I will be doing is adding the node path with the name asset in and out, because if we see, this won't be changing ever, because the it's look the HT will be logged. Okay, so if I print it right now, it goes properly inside um, the asset in. Here I will write the variable as asset in out in small only, and converting the path to a node. Okay, with the help of who dot node and passing this path, we can even extend it to path. We can keep the small variable, but um, it's upon you. Okay, if I just copy this and print it now as it's showing the out as a node. Okay, and right now we will convert this to a bounding box with the help of command geometry dot bounding box. This command I got through this bounding box, geometry bounding box. This will out, if we see, this will out like this: minimum x, minimum y, and minimum z, and maximum x, maximum y, and maximum z. So if I just apply it and check, the same we received over here. This we will call it as bounding box. Okay, and if I print it right now as v box, it should give the same value to us. But what I want is, I want the highest value should be ahead and the lowest or the minus value will be in the last. So let's try with a reverse option, or like a sorting option, sort reverse. I will print it again and let's check what the value gives. Object. Maybe we will need to convert it into least first, and yes, no, bounding box object is not iterable. What I will be doing is, there is a function called minimum vector and maximum vector, which we saw over here. It will give all the smallest value of the xyz, and this will give all the maximum largest value of xyz. So what I will be doing is I will be taking a minimum point equals to converting everything to least vbox dot minimum vectors. I will copy the same thing as maximum point, maximum vector. If I now join this both least applied and check, it gives the same. The first minus things comes and then the plus one comes. We can do vice versa thing, there is no issue. But then too, I will be doing a sort command over here. To do so, first I will combine this with the help of combine bbox. I am just passing a variable, and as this is a list, we can sort from highest to lowest with the help of the reverse itself. And if we print it, combine bbox. Oops. Don't close until the script is not done. Yeah. This is the highest value. So we know like combine bbox first value will be always the highest value. So I'm just keeping it for myself to be clear, because I am multiplying this by 5 times. Um, like I'm multiplying this by 5 times, only the highest value, not all the values. So if I click it, it gives me only the first value right now. Okay. So this value we will be putting inside the camera z-axis. For now, we won't be changing the value inside the camera. For safe side, we will use a null, a transform node. This is just like help for transforming the camera. We won't do any changes inside the camera for now. I will just rename it to LDIV camera asset to camera LDIV asset to camera. Okay. We will even keep this as a name for future usage. I'm keeping all the uh, nodes which we are keeping in memory above are set in camera xform path. We can even change it to xform also. There is no issue. And yes, the same way I will just copy this, click plus. That's it. So now I am not converting the path to node, but later on it will be needed. So as I told you, the Z is sorted. For the y-axis, as I told you, we will be using a center command, like a center thing. What is the center of the bounding box? To do so, there is already a command for a bounding box, which is, if I do bbox dot center, so it will give me the center value. And if I type this center equals to, let's see what it gives us as an output. It will give the center value, like center of the box value, in XYZ, and uh, like our second value will be important because we need only for the height thing. So I am taking only the y value, or if I understand with the help of with the perspective of least starts from 0, then 1, and then 2. So I will just keep it as 1. Okay. So right now we are sorted with, we will be giving the value of y to center 1, and we will be multiplying the value over here, the combined value of the box, the highest value, into 5. So what I will be doing, a position x, x won't be changed, so I'm just keeping it as 0. Position y, we know like we are keeping it as center 1, and then position z as combined box highest value into 5. That's what we are keeping. To do the changes, what I will be doing is I will be copying this x from node equals to who dot node. Yes. If I converted the path to the node, now I will just need to give the values over here with the help of node dot parameter. What is the parameter? If I hover over here, it gives me tx, ty, and tz. So I will be using, in our case, the tx will always be 0, but I'm just giving it for clarity purpose, and we will set it to, we can directly set the 0 over here, or we can use a position x, copy this whole thing and paste 2 times with ty, tz, and the same over here. Now if we apply it and if we check our camera, what it gives, center, oh, there's some issue. If I click again on the line number 21, I have done a typo error. Yes. Now if we just click it, it is framing the asset to camera. Framing the asset to camera. Yes. That's it. And lastly, to reset it to 0, again what we will be doing is I'm copying the path because this will be needed and these all will be needed. I will just define the initial value to 0 and copy this on everything. Now we have to just give the function name frame reset with arguments, apply it, copy this one. Or otherwise we can do is we can copy the whole thing, paste it over here, and just I will copy this thing, the name of the function, and paste it on the previous function name. Now if we click frame reset, it's saying node is not defined because Uh, for doing a shortcut, I forgot to copy these two things. A set in camera XForm node not defined because we haven't made it a node itself. So for doing a program or scripting, we will always need to check again and again if things are working properly. So if you check, the value is 0 right now. If I frame it, it will pass the value over here. That's it. So this does all our work. And for LDIV light, we don't need to do anything. We can go inside, and here we can just change it to sky dome light. A sample of 3 is enough. Bounce of 10 is more than enough. These are the by default settings. Whenever the artist need to put the HDRI, they can just jump to operator and select the texture light long. I will delete this also to something. It is totally depend on your pipeline, like on what everyone keeps. For us, it was linear sRGB, I guess. Yes, yes. Now we are keeping like this with turned off TX because we are using directly TX, and this is off. We can change this as per the need, and as the first part is done, we will just delete the set name, reset it to 0, and minor version. It will change from 1 to 1.1. We'll create, click OK, apply. Right now it's unlocked, so we can just match it with the current version. Like now, if I just take Arnold look div, this will give the option. Now, if we delete also, it should work. Otherwise, we can take it like this. This is our latest called HDA, and if I click OK, yeah, this will fail because it is logged. Whenever things are logged, it will fail. To change the object, I will change few of the things. See, this is the benefit of calling and checking again. Type properties inside node. There is editable nodes. So I want to do editing for this option only. The first LD and inside this is a null. Okay. Apply it, unlock it, apply it, accept it again, and match it. Let's check again. To check it, we can go. Yeah, it should work now. If I click the car out node, yeah, it's working fine. So always we will need to do the changes over there. If we check, this is selectable, but this is not because this is not editable things, but this is. So thank you. Hope this was clear enough. And if you have any query, let me know or any suggestions.